Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Dolores, the pastor's daughter, and I've been thinking about doing this for a little while now. I've actually been saving, making, creating screenshots or saving screenshots of these memes that I come across. And I was just thinking, sometimes they invoke so much thought that maybe I should just share them with you guys. When I just see these little quotes and stuff like that that come up on social media, and they just it's like they just speak to you. This is one of them, and it simply says, abusers don't abuse every day. They have good moments, days where they do the right things, moments where they say the correct words. When this happens, the key is to remember that it's just an abuser having a good day, but still an abuser based on all the other days. And this is a quote by Shannon Thomas of South Lake Counseling org. And like I said, I came across this quote, and it spoke to me because just thinking about my own situation, and I can definitely see this in other people's situation as well, that sometimes these abusers, they'll have good moments, they'll have good days, they'll do good things, they'll be there for you. Sometimes they're there for you in a crisis, and that's when you really develop this bond. And usually it's a trauma bond, something centered around some type of a crisis or some type of a need that you had that they were able to meet, or were there for you. But you have to realize that those are some of the things that abusers do. They will be there for you because that's what creates that connection to you. And sometimes when they do things for you, you're forever bonded to them. Like it's like there's this unspoken, unwritten debt that you have. As a matter of fact, I say unspoken, but most of the time it's spoken. They will definitely let you know that you're indebted to them in some type of way. But it's an unwritten debt that you have. And when it comes to a toxic person, especially someone who is highly narcissistic and manipulative, they do these things for that specific reason so that they can bring it back up later, so that they can create that bond with you. And in a lot of ways, there's really no way to repay them. Sometimes they'll do something for you or are there for you, and there's just no possible way that you can repay it in the same way. And so you feel like, oh man, I have to repay this in some way. And sometimes it leaves you to where you're forever indebted to them. You're forever trying to pay off that one favor or that one deed or that one time that they were there for you. And so, that's why this really spoke to me, because I think that people don't realize that abusers will turn it off. That's simply how you know that they're abusers, because they can turn it off and on. They know who to be that way in front of. They know who to do that to. Because if they were like that all the time, then more than likely they'd be in jail. They'd be in some type of mental institution. We think something else of them, because it's like, oh man, they're like this all the time. So that's, who they are. And we don't realize that when abusers turn off their abuse for a time, that they're still abusers. They are still this degenerate, this deplorable, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, the adjectives just really don't run out, when it comes to them. And really reprobate. And so we have to realize that there are people out there, and that when they have these good times, good moments, when they do something nice for you, Sometimes it's just to create that bond with you. Sometimes it's just to, make you have to owe them something. Just to get on your good side, to weaken your defenses. So you let your guard down, so that you start to trust them, so that you think that they're not bad. And so that when the inevitable happens, that someone calls them out for the abuses that they've done, the heinous acts that they've committed against people, then you won't believe it. You won't believe it because you're like, well, hey, they did something good for me. This is not the person I know. But it's the person I know. I know the abuser. And I can tell you that that person is who they are. That's the way they believe. That's the way they act. That's the way they are. And even when they have these good moments, sometimes they're really just doing something for themselves, and you just so happen to be benefited from it. Just so happen to. But their intention is always self-serving. There's always an ulterior motive. And it will really do us well to realize that there are people like that in this world, and that means that we have to be smart to it so that we don't get caught up in it. Sometimes when people are hurt by others, they carry that hurt. They carry that hurt, and they are forever hurt, forever scarred. And then there are others that somehow become abusers themselves. Either way, you'll forever be changed. And either way, we have to do something about it. So, when you think about these abusers and their good days and their good moments and their good deeds, you have to realize that people should have to prove themselves more than just these one good deeds, or, weigh out everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you know. Use your discernment. Use your wisdom. Use your knowledge. Really take an assessment and analyze these situations. And realize that abusers don't abuse every day. They have good moments, days where they do the right things, moments where they say the correct words. When this happens, the key is to remember that it's just an abuser having a good day, but still an abuser based on all the other days. And that's a quote by Shannon Thomas. This is Dolores, the pastor's daughter. Bye-bye for now.